Alright. So, it's been like a month, so do you remember where we left off?
Not at all.
Alright, good. So,
I don't know if I'd call that good.
well, it has at least been a month. So,
Yeah, it has been
normally,
quite a while.
everyone says no, but it's right after I say, alright, so do you remember what we did last week? So, alright. Let's see here. So, last time, you were stuck out in the middle of the woods, wandered around for a little while, made a werewolf friend,
Right.
made a
The friend
phone
died.
call to your friends in the future, and, yeah. So the last thing that you remember and where we're picking up, you just saw the entity coming towards you. Your werewolf friend tried to, attack it.
Didn't quite look out for him.
Yeah, he ended up dying, and you just went into a fear frenzy. The last thing you remember is trying to pull out your gun and shoot at it, and the gun jamming, it not working.
Okay.
At that point, you just freaked out and passed out.
Nice.
Alright,
I do recall that.
so, you wake up in what appears to be some kind of burnt-out shack, basically. You can see the wood of it is all, like, blackened. And you can see through a couple places in, like, the roof and walls where it's collapsed. You still seem to be in the woods, or some sort of woods.
How cloaked am I from sunlight in this shack?
Not particularly, but you could probably find some way, if you got right up against the back wall, you might be okay.
Right, just where I am right now, I'm definitely not correct.
Yeah, it seems like you're not. And it would definitely be ideal if you found someplace way better than this.
Right, just so it can't have been multiple days that I've been out here. I
Mm-hmm.
would have been burned by that point.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Right, well, I'll examine the shack however I can. Just look around, any items of interest, any clues to how I got here.
Alright, give me a perception plus investigation.
That would be free.
And you have one dot of aspects?
I have one dot of aspects,
Alright.
which I will be using.
So, yeah, you look around, and so you don't see any sort of, like, footprints or anything. This is a pretty dusty, destroyed place, but you don't see any, like, footprints anywhere that seems like you physically came in here. As you're kind of
Maybe on my
checking
own?
yourself, you realize that, your cell phone and your gun are both gone.
Oh.
And you also notice that you seem to have weird burns over part of your body.
Would I know if there's sunlight burns or if there's something
So,
else?
that is either an intelligence plus medicine or an intelligence plus science. It's up to you.
Let's see here. Intelligence plus science is 6.
Alright.
I don't know why I have the science ability.
Well, you only have, like, one dot, right?
2, actually.
Wow. Alright, never mind.
I don't know why I have that.
Well, I don't know, maybe you write... I mean, you're horror, right? So, maybe it's, like, science fiction horror?
Let's go with that. He kicked ass really good in science class in high school.
You actually wrote, the story for Dead Space, so...
Right.
Apparently, limbs are just like paper mache. They just come apart. That's why your medicine is so low.
Yeah, I have no medicine.
Alright. So, you actually do sort of recognize them. Well, you've never really seen sunlight burns on a vampire, so you're not sure what they would look like. But, these look like radiation burns of some kind.
Radiation burns.
And, you do have 1 point of aggravated damage on you.
Oh boy. Huh. That's a problem.
So, looking around, you also find there seem to be an assortment of lit candles on the ground as well.
In like a pattern, just scattered all
They
about.
seem to be just scattered around in like a little clump. And just kind of looking at the candle, looks like, based on how far it's burnt down, it seems like they weren't lit too long ago.
Hmm. How large is this shack I'm in?
It's about a single room. Um, it's not too big. It's about the size of like an average living room.
Okay. Do I sense anything from these candles using auspex, or are they just candles?
As far as you can tell, I mean, you don't have aura perception yet, so you can't tell what their aura is. But as far as you can tell, they seem like just regular candles.
Okay. Well, I'd rather not blow this hut down, so I think I'll blow them out.
All right. Yeah, they go out when you blow on them.
Just completely normal?
Yeah, as far as you can tell.
Alright. Well, let's investigate outside the shack then.
All right.
I'm assuming it's nighttime.
Actually, as you walk outside, this place seems really bizarre. It looks like either it's daytime or there's some kind of weird light above you that makes it seem like it. And it's actually hard to tell because even with your heightened senses, all the colors here seem washed out.
Okay, well this light isn't hurting me, is it? If I like extend
No,
the finger, it doesn't hurt?
no, you seem to be fine.
Huh. That's really, really odd. Well, I'll investigate outside the shack if there's anything in my immediate area that's of interest.
All right. Give me another perception plus investigation.
Still free with one auspex.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't seem, again, there's no, like, footprints or anything around there, so there's no sign of if you walked here by yourself, or if someone carried you here. Um, Besides that, yeah, you don't really see anything. There's no, really path, leading up to this place, so it seems like you're just in the middle of the woods at this shack.
I don't suppose I'd recognize this area at all. Like, I haven't been here before, or just come across it when I was wondering it was before.
No, not really. It might be the same woods you were in before, but I mean, it's hard to tell. Woods look like woods when you're in the middle of them.
Yeah. Right, well,
You do hear, just faintly, on the edge of your perception, what seems to be the sounds of, like, traffic, cars passing through.
can I pinpoint the direction?
You can make a guess, yeah?
Okay. I'll attempt to head that way while, like, leaving markings in my path so I can find my way back if need be.
Alright.
I'll just grab a stick and, like, mark on the ground, break some branches of trees in the path, stuff like that.
Okay. So, yeah, you head out that way, and as you're walking along, you imagine this is probably not the woods you were in before, because you see, like, some sort of overgrown, like, concrete in the place. It looks like there's a disused, almost like an overpass of some kind, but there's no road leading up to it. And as you go a little bit farther, you eventually find yourself in what looks to be some kind of city. The sun has dipped just below the horizon, you can see now, although the colors still seem kind of washed out to you.
That may have to do with the radiation, then.
It is possible.
Right. Is there any, like, city
Obviously,
sign
with
nearby
Appearance
where I can
5,
tell?
I imagine the first thing you do is you check your hair to make sure it's not falling out, but no, you're still good.
Absolutely, you know me so well. I'll just look in the window, make sure I look somewhat presentable.
Yeah, no, still Appearance 5.
Beautiful. Right. Let's see here then. So this city, are there any, like, road names or signs of what the city is called nearby so I know where I am?
Yeah, you try and look around, but you can't find anything like that, and actually, even though you can hear cars in the distance, you haven't seen any either.
Okay. Right.
Um,
That's bad.
And just to be clear, like there are some shops and stuff around, but they all seem closed, and the doors appear to have locks on them.
Okay. Do I see any humans at all?
Not so far.
Right. I'll investigate this city as best I can while still leaving markings so I can find my way back if need be.
All right. Give me a perception plus alertness.
4. 1 auspex.
Okay. Hey. All right. So as you're heading through the city, you do see what looks to be a person of some kind. He's wearing what seems to be a gray suit, and he has a hat which is drawn over his face. It looks kind of, I mean, he's wearing like a full suit, so it seems like he's kind of a, stuffy individual.
Right.
But the other thing you notice is that he seems to not be walking. He's actually floating along the street. He's not making contact with the ground.
Okay. Well, does he seem dangerous to me?
You get, with your auspex, you do get a premonition of some kind of danger. So it could be something else around you, not him, but he's the thing you notice change, right as you get the premonition of danger.
Is he heading towards me, or is he just, like, floating around randomly?
He seems to just be going past you.
Has he noticed me?
Not yet, it doesn't seem like.
Okay, I would like to keep it that way while I investigate the city.
Alright. So as he's getting closer, you do begin to feel sick again. So I'm gonna need a stamina plus stealth roll.
That's a 2.
Alright. Alright. So as you're passing, you start to feel the need to cough again. And you're just barely able to stop yourself from, like, just hacking up a lung. But you do still have a couple of coughs, like, basically into your hand. And for a second, the individual stops and seems to be searching for something, but then he just keeps moving forward.
Okay. I'd like to investigate where it came from.
Alright. So you start heading back the way he came, and you actually hear something else. You hear someone who seems to be calling out for help.
In the direction he came from, or just somewhere else I'm
Yeah,
hearing it?
you're heading that way, and it's coming from in front of you.
Right, let's go investigate then. The valiant hero that I am.
Alright. So it's definitely a woman. As you're getting closer, you realize that you recognize the voice. It seems to be Lucy.
Okay, we're turning around. Now I'll go help.
Alright.
I'm very tempted to leave her, though.
Alright. See, this is why she doesn't like you.
I'm doing Ryan a favor here. I'm not doing her a favor.
Yeah, a real wingman wouldn't let his friend's girlfriend die.
Yeah.
Alright. So, as you're getting closer, you can see that she seems to be leaning out the window of some kind of apartment building. And she's...
Is it like on fire or anything, or does she look like she's jumping out?
No, she's just kind of leaning out the window, basically just calling for help. And as she sees you approach, she says, Jonathan, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Everyone's been looking for you. Ryan said you just vanished.
I did. I don't know where I am.
Oh. I'm trapped in here.
I'll see if I can help you.
Alright. She says, hurry, I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, no shit. I whisper to myself.
She's like, I have Auspex, I heard that. Alright.
Why would she need me to yell up to her if she has Auspex?
I don't know.
This is why I don't like her. Okay, I'll try to...
She says, I have Auspex 4, I heard that. Alright. So you're heading up?
Yeah, also this is obviously a trap, but I'm still heading up.
Okay. So, yeah, so as you're basically coming around, it's an apartment building, but there's no inside hallways. It's just like outside sort of balconies leading up to the apartments. So it's pretty easy to find out exactly which room she's in. So climb up the stairs, and when you get to the door, you find that it is locked.
How far up are we talking?
Not that far. She's only on the, it only goes up 3 floors. She is on the top floor, though.
Okay. And the door is locked, you say?
Yes.
Alright. Is there any sort of emergency exit I can use to get in instead?
No.
There's no fire exit?
There, is not, because it's like an open building, they just go out onto the balcony. So it doesn't lead into the apartment itself.
Uh-huh. Is there a window I can break to get in instead?
There is, but it's the one she was yelling out of, so you'd have to sidle along the outside of the building to get to it.
Okay, I don't trust myself to do that. Could I get up onto the roof somehow? And make my way down from inside?
Alright. Yeah. As you're, trying to figure out, you hear Lucy from the other side of the door, ask if you're out there.
Yes, I'm here.
She says, the door is locked and she can't open it from this side. She wonders if you can open it from your side.
I would assume not, otherwise I wouldn't know it was locked.
Yeah, no, it did not open.
No, locked on my side as well.
Alright.
How can you not open it from your side? Does it not lock from your side?
She says that she doesn't see any way to unlock it.
Then I'm assuming I don't either.
Nope.
Right.
It looks like on your side there's like a keyhole, but for a deadbolt, which should have, you know, a lever on the other side, but she's saying that there's nothing like that.
Uh-huh. Right.
Or she's playing an elaborate game with you.
Or this is a trap, and she's not actually Lucy.
I mean, it could be.
Or this is a trap, and she actually is Lucy. Both are equal in my mind. Anyway, onto the roof we go.
Alright. She tells you to be careful because she saw some sort of gray man passing by the apartment earlier, and she got a premonition of danger, so she warns you, you know, to watch out for him.
I appreciate the warning. And I don't whisper, even though it's very obvious.
Alright. So, you're up on the roof.
Is there a stair? Sorry, some way to get down from there? Like a door that opens into an internal staircase?
No, the only way to get up is basically to just climb on the edge and then jump up onto the roof.
Uh-huh. Well, from up here I should have a pretty good vantage point. Do I see anything else of interest in the city?
Yeah. Let's see. Give me just a straight perception roll.
2.
Okay. So as you're looking out at the city, you notice that there seem to be, the skyline does seem familiar to you, and you start to notice a number of buildings that should be identifying the city, except that they're all mutually exclusive. This seems to be some sort of amalgamation of cities that you're familiar with.
Yeah, so I see like the Empire State Building in one area,
Yeah.
other stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a combination of Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York are the main ones that you remember.
Okay. Right. I don't like this place. Well, is there anything else of interest on the roof?
No, there's just like tile, things like that.
I'll ask Lucy, like, I'll go down to her. Can't you open the window?
Um, she says, I could, I mean, I had the window open, I suppose.
Could you not jump down? I realize it'll hurt, but you would easily survive that.
She says, yeah, I suppose I could.
God, this fucking cunt. I don't say that, I don't say that.
I'll wait till you're down there.
Does she say that?
Yeah, that's what she says.
Okay, I will get down there and I will see if I can put something in the way to cushion her blow.
Okay. So yourself, you're just gonna spread eagle.
No.
So as soon as you're down there, you can see the window is open. There doesn't seem to be anyone at it. And after a few seconds, you actually hear a scream from inside.
Okay.
Lucy starts screaming, "There's someone inside the room!"
So jump out then.
She doesn't give you a coherent response. She just keeps, screaming for help.
Alright, up we go.
Alright. Give me a
Up we go again.
strength plus athletics if you want to climb up there.
I'll take the staircase instead.
Alright.
I'll make my way around the windows, because at least I have a slightly better chance with
Alright. Give me a dexterity plus athletics.
that. Okay, I'm using a willpower point, but it's free.
Alright.
As opposed to 2.
Alright.
I should really get some athletics.
Your blood points are still the same if you want to spend them.
12. I'll spend 2 blood points.
Alright, so 5.
Yeah, 5 and a willpower point.
Alright. Yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, so you start sidling over around the side of the building, and you eventually reach the open door, and you are able to crawl inside.
The open window, right?
Yeah.
Right. If she had opened the door, I would be pissed.
Alright. So, yeah. So, you crawl inside, and you actually do, the room inside is completely dark, and you stumble as you're trying to get inside.
I stay close by the window, by the way, and I keep it open.
Alright, yeah, you impact...
Just so I can jump out if I have to.
You impact with the ground, and it seems weird. It seems like it's not like carpet or like hardwood floors. It seems to be almost like sort of, some kind of weird tile, like some sort of like bathroom or laboratory or something like that.
Like marble?
Not quite like marble, more like, anything that like you would... Well, you're a scientist. You know, like the hard floors that they put in laboratories in case you spill stuff?
I'm assuming Jonathan knows, but I don't know.
Alright. Sorry, I figured at some point in your college and high school career you'd gone to a chemistry class.
I have, but those had regular, like, hardwood floors, I think.
Oh. Yeah, it's just like, some sort of tile that they can use to, like, just mop up, spilled stuff.
Oh, that stuff, yeah.
And, as you are looking up and around, you find out, you're not in some kind of apartment. You're actually back in the basement of the mansion that you were trying to get in when this whole mess started.
Of the mansion?
Yep.
Like Steven's mansion?
Steven's house.
Okay, if I look out the window, what do I see?
Well, right now you don't see anything because you're in the basement. As you look around behind you, you see that you came in through what looks to be the door that you were trying to pass through when you got teleported out into the woods.
Alright, I'm out. Well, let's explore this basement then.
All right, yeah, it still seems to be it's the laboratory. There seems to be everything here to do science. Since you have two science, you recognize that it seems like he's mixing up drugs or something here in the basement.
Nice, can I pocket some?
There are drugs here if you want to, yes.
Oh, it's really tempting to, but I'll stop.
All right.
Well, let's head upstairs then, and see if I can't hear if Lucy is still screaming.
All right. Yeah, as you look around, give me a perception plus alertness.
4 on aspects.
Yeah, you can't hear any screaming or anything like that.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
Yeah, it means she probably died. That's a really good sign.
Yeah, it's like when they're screaming and then it suddenly stops, it means that the problem has dealt with itself, and you don't need to worry anymore.
Look, in this case, either solution would be preferable.
Alright. There doesn't seem to be anyone else in the house. Yeah. But it seems pretty much like the mansion.
Huh. Signs of a struggle or anything?
Yeah, give me a perception plus investigation. That was 3.
Yeah, 3 on aspects.
Yeah, as you're searching around the house, it does look like there was a little bit of a struggle in the sitting room.
Huh.
And,
anything catch my eye in there?
yeah, it looks like there's just like some furniture overturned. You're not sure exactly what happened there. The other thing you notice that's a little bit odd is, I don't suppose you watched Marble Hornets.
No.
Alright. Well, there is this symbol that occurs a lot in it, and Ryan has obviously taken a bunch of pieces of paper and like drawn the symbol all over it, and just scattered them around his room and area.
Okay.
So it's basically just a circle with a X running through it.
Right. Can I grab a weapon while I'm here? I'm assuming there's a gun somewhere I can grab.
Yeah. So, you would definitely know about the shotgun over the fireplace.
Yeah.
So,
do you know about ammo for it?
yes, they keep the ammo nearby. You were living in the house when they made that decision, so.
Okay. I will grab that then.
Alright, so you have a generic double-barreled hunting shotgun.
Okay. I'll just keep that under my trench coat.
Alright.
That's concealable, right? Or do I have to cut it down for it to be concealable?
I think you have to saw it off to conceal it.
Damn it. Shit. What about any handguns? Do you know what those are?
No, you know about your own gun. You can't get into, Ryan's room. And anyway,
Right.
everyone else seems to be vanished. I don't think you would have been informed about any of the other firearms that are hidden around.
I'll just take the shotgun and then strap it over my back.
Alright.
That can't possibly go wrong.
Nah, this is great.
Hey, it'll come in handy if I run into Lucy.
Yeah. Alright. So...
Right, I have a gun, so let's, head outside?
Alright. Oh yes, and there was one other thing you noticed. Every, like, timepiece, seems to be just blinking, you know, like when the power goes out and the clock on, like, digital clocks will just blink, midnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what every clock in the place seems to be doing.
Okay, just to try something really dumb and simple, I'm gonna pinch my own arm.
Alright, yes. You've successfully hurt yourself.
Okay.
So you take 9 levels of aggravated damage.
I don't wake up. Right?
Yes.
Yes, I wake up, or no?
You do
don't
not.
Wake up?
No, you don't wake up.
Okay. It's been really anticlimactic. You wake up in your bed. No, right. I'll head outside then, and does the city still look completely fucked up?
Alright. So as you are heading outside, you get that feeling of intense nausea again. And this time, you fully, just as you're reaching for the doorknob, you start hacking and coughing, and you just fully black out.
Oh, come on.
So, you do wake up, surprisingly. But this time, you wake up back in the house that you were in originally, when you first moved to Gary. And you're... Actually, you're not inside, rather. You're just outside the front door. Beyond that, you notice that after feeling sick, it seems like the burns have actually gotten worse all over you. And now you're actually, like, injured. You've taken another level of aggravated damage.
Oh boy. So I was at Gary, you say? My own place?
Yes.
Or like Lucy's place?
Yeah, the place that Lucy and Alicia were living at.
Okay, do I still have my shotgun?
No, of course not.
Of course not. Why would I have the shotgun? Let's head inside then.
Alright. The door inside is locked, but there is a note which has been taped up for you, and it does look like, it looks kind of like Lucy's handwriting to you, but you can't be exactly certain because you're no handwriting expert. So, it reads as follows. You have gone too far. You have sinned. You have transgressed. It knows you now. You cannot go home again. You should not have gotten this close.
Fuck you. I'll break a window and head inside.
Alright.
Just to spite her now.
Alright, give me a strength check.
That's a 2.
You basically take your shoulder into this window and you just bounce off of it.
Surely we have a potted plant or a rock I can throw at it.
Yeah, if you want to give me a perception plus alertness roll.
To find a rock?
Yeah. It's a low difficulty.
4 1 aspects.
Yeah, you find a rock.
Okay, I'll keep holding at the window to break it.
Alright. Yeah, you just keep trying to break this window, but it seems like it's not giving. It seems like some sort of bulletproof glass or something.
Did we have that when I stayed here?
You don't know one way or another. If it is, this haven was cooler than you thought.
Yeah, it still had Lucy inside, so it wasn't that cool.
Yeah. no one could
Lucy,
no one
Lucy
could
and
break in to
Alicia.
get you out. That
Prisoner in my own home. Not even my own home, I was actually a prisoner.
Yeah, a prisoner in someone else's home.
Yeah. Okay, let's head to Mobius's place then. It's the only other place in here I know, right? I also have like nightclubs.
Yeah, and you know, Stephen's Haven, but you were just there.
Yeah. Do I see anything else in here? Like other people? Run into anyone?
No, you do see that your car is in the driveway. And actually the keys are in the ignition. Well, not your car specifically, but the car that, was at the Haven.
Right, let's inspect the car before we do anything with it then.
Alright.
That's suspicious.
Give me a perception plus crafts.
That would be 2 1 aspects. I'll check
Alright.
under the car, I'll check under the hood, inside, under the seat, glove compartment.
Yeah, so you look all around. You don't see... It looks like it did before. When you're checking, like, under the hood and stuff, it's hard to tell if anything is different or wrong because you don't know anything about cars.
I've never been looked at that before, so I wouldn't know what it was supposed to look like.
Yeah. So,
Right.
but
Let's
inside
take it
nothing's
for a
been
spin.
added to like the trunk or the glove compartment or anything.
Okay, let's take it for a spin then.
Yeah. As you put the keys in, the it starts right up.
Okay, off we go. Mobius's place first.
All right. So yeah, you drive there just sort of in silence, and there doesn't seem to be any traffic on the road.
If I look up, is the sun like still nowhere to be seen? Just go down. Does it
Yeah,
seem like time has moved at all?
it looks like it's fully night now.
So time has moved.
It seems like it, yes.
Huh. Well, odd.
Yeah.
Well, onward we go. Mobius's place, though.
All right. So, give me an intelligence plus drive.
5.
All right. So you definitely notice that something seems to be off. For a little while, you're just basically driving there. It's a route you've driven before, and at first you're just kind of sort of unconsciously driving, probably more concerned with things that are going on around you. And then you start to notice that you're always like heading towards Modius's place, but the locations you're in, every time you stop paying attention for a second, you're in some other part of the city. You're still heading towards Modius's location, but you seem to be like teleporting around.
Huh.
And
If I focus specifically on going there, like put my mind to it completely, would that help?
you actually, when you start to do that, you actually notice the teleportation going on. Roads are twisting into each other in ways that they definitely shouldn't be.
Huh. Is there a map somewhere I can find, like on the street? I know some cities have those.
Yeah. So, after a little while, when you teleport into sort of a downtownish location, you can stop and look around for something like that.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
If I exit the vehicle, does it stop?
Yeah. It's
Like, teleporting stops when I exit the vehicle.
I mean, you could start. You would have to run a distance away from the vehicle to really tell if it is related to that.
Right. Well, let's check the map first, if it's still the same.
All right. So as you are looking around, you actually hear another car in the distance. And unlike that's been fairly consistent, but this time it's actually getting closer to you. It rounds a corner and you can see it approaching you.
Before it rounds the corner, as I hear it get closer, I would like to go into hiding.
All right. Dexterity plus stealth.
3. It's a joking effort.
All right. So you kind of duck down behind your car, which would be great cover if it wasn't the only car on the street, so it looks kind of suspicious.
Yeah.
So there's a beat-up old pickup truck comes along, and then just past your car, it pulls off to the side of the road. And there's basically a greasy-looking guy in sort of a cheap suit. It's all wrinkled and stuff. He kind of leans out the window and, motions you over.
And who are you?
He says, my name is Edwan. Do you know where you are?
I would assume in Gary?
He just kind of laughs and shakes his head and says, no.
Okay. Where am I then?
Well, unfortunately, I can't help you. I need to make that clear. I can't help you.
Okay. Where am I, though?
He says, right now, you're nowhere.
Okay. Alright then.
Are you,
So what do you want then?
Says, I don't want anything. Well, I want a lot of things, but none of them to deal with you.
So why on earth do you stop them? I appreciate it, but I have to question why.
Uh, I was just a little surprised to find someone else here.
Ah, well, so was I.
I don't suppose you're trying to, get out.
I think I am.
Well, I can't help you, of course, but I know that if I want to leave wherever I am, usually, all I do is, just use the bridge to be somewhere else.
The bridge.
Usually bridges take you from one place to another.
I'm aware of that. I know what a bridge is. Which bridge are you talking about?
Any bridge. I mean, if you just don't want to be here.
Do you know where the nearest bridge is?
I'm afraid I can't help you. I already told you that.
Right. But assume you could help me, where would you say the nearest bridge is?
He says that's a clever trick. Unfortunately, I mean it this time. I can't help you. But,
Okay.
I do wish you luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Alright, so he, kind of nods to you, and then starts up his pickup truck again. It takes a couple of tries at the ignition before it finally, starts up, and the exhaust lets out like a big plume of black smoke, and it starts off down the road.
Okay, back to my map then.
Alright.
Wait, so hold on, if I look at him, does he also teleport?
He just goes around a corner and vanishes.
Okay. Do I hear him just suddenly vanish, or is it just
No,
gradual?
you can hear the car engine fading in the distance.
Okay. Oh, let's go back to the map then. Is there a bridge nearby?
Yeah, according to the map, you're in downtown Chicago, so there is a big bridge down there. I don't remember what it's called, but...
Well, let's try it then.
Alright. So you start heading towards it, and, you're nearly there when, as you round a corner, you find yourself in front of a small city park, which is definitely not in the center of Chicago. As frustrating as that is, you can see, though, that a little ways into the park, there is a small footbridge, which seems to go over what looks like a creek of some kind.
It's worth a shot. Let's go there.
Alright, so you hop out, and you get on the bridge, and it's just like a long, skinny bridge. There's really, I mean, there's not enough room for two people to walk abreast comfortably.
Hold on one second first. How far away is this footbridge?
It's a little ways into the park, but you can see it from where you are. It's, a quick jaunt.
Okay.
Just a
In
few
that
minutes.
case, I don't exit the car, I drive in there.
There are, like, posts up around the sidewalk to keep you from just driving into the park.
Damn it. Damn them and their security measures. Okay, let's run over there as fast as we can.
Alright. You also notice that there are, of course, signs there telling you not to be in the park after dark, and, warn
It's a
against
bit late for
bringing, like, alcohol or guns. Things like that.
that. Okay, we're only disobeying one of the phrases, that's fine.
Alright. Well, I mean, and, of course, the booze in you, but whatever.
Look, 2 out of 3 is not that bad either.
Alright. So,
Granted, I would have been breaking 3 out of 3 if they hadn't taken away my shotgun.
Alright. So you start to cross this bridge, and, it's definitely, you're going across, and it doesn't seem that long when you start, but you're, like, heading across what feels like for, like, a long time, and you realize you're only, like, halfway across.
So long as I'm making progress. If I look back, do I still see myself making progress?
Yeah, looks like you are making progress.
Okay, let's keep going then.
Alright. So as you turn back around, you see that there's actually a figure on the other side of the bridge and coming towards you.
One that I recognize?
As you get a little closer to him, yeah, you do recognize him. It's actually Terry. And Terry seems pretty surprised to see you.
I seem surprised to see him as well. Or I am surprised, I should say.
So he, as soon as like you see each other, he's like he yells over to you because you're still a distance away on the bridge. When do you think this is?
2 a.m.?
Um, if you want to, I don't have a specific date written down, but if you want to give him the date as well, you can. You know it in character.
Okay, I'll give him the date.
Okay. So he starts basically running up to you, and he asks, "Is Lucy still trapped inside?"
It's been a while since I saw her, so I would assume so.
All right.
I don't know what happened to her.
So he eventually reaches you, and he says, "You have nothing to worry about. She'll be safe."
Then I have something to worry about. I don't say that out loud. I say, thank you,
All right.
with the fakest smile I can manage.
All right.
Well, I should actually say the realest fake smile I can manage.
Your charisma, your manipulation, all your social stats are pretty high, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. Well, when I enter or when I exit the bridge on the other side, am I fine? Am I back in the real world? Does it seem okay?
He's like, "Yes, I suppose you don't know that yet. Yes, you'll be okay. Listen, though, you're not actually okay. It's
Okay.
complicated.
Okay. Okay.
When you get back to the real world, you need to kill yourself. You don't want to know what happens if you don't."
It's a hard pill to swallow, my guy.
And then both of you start to feel sick. Like, Terry starts coughing, you start to feel sick as well, and Terry starts looking around in a panic. He says, "You need to go the other way. It's the only way back to the real world. Once you're there, kill yourself. Don't let it happen." And then he looks around, and you can see that a little ways off to the side, not on the bridge, but you can see the figure that teleported you here.
Alright then.
Terry freaks out, and he starts to run the way that you came.
Okay, I'm heading the other way then. Apparently I have to kill myself.
Alright.
It's a dream come true.
Alright. So you are chased across the bridge by the figure. And so give me a strength plus athletics.
That's 2. Spending a blood point. Spending a 2. Just 1. I can only spend 1, right?
Yeah.
Spending a blood point, so it's free.
Alright. Yes, you are running, and it seems like you manage to just barely outpace him for a little while. He is getting closer to you, but it looks like you're going to reach the end of the bridge just in time. When you're just at the end, you start to feel really sick, and you black out.
God damn it. Well, when do I wake up now?
It seems like you're not even fully passed out. You just kind of, for a few seconds, and then you look up, and you're still on a bridge, but it looks like you're on not quite a bridge, but some kind of boardwalk. You immediately notice that the air feels way more humid and, like, muggy than it was before. Up until now, you've been feeling just sort of regular sort of Chicago spring weather, which is... but this is, like, hot. So, looking around, there are... Yeah, there are trees around. You seem to be, again, in some kind of park. You're in sort of a swampy area, and the boardwalk is over it. It's over water. And nearby you, you can see, like, a parking lot.
With cars in it?
Yes.
With my car in it?
There's only one car there, and it looks like it's a pickup truck, and if you want to get a little bit closer to it, you can. There is, like, a sign on the side of it. No, it is not.
Okay. I'll get close to it then.
Yeah. So, there is a sign on the side of it which says that it basically belongs to the Florida like state park.
Oh no, I'm in Florida.
Yeah, obviously things have gotten so much worse.
Oh no.
But it belongs to like the people who look after the state parks.
Can't wait to add to the fabled collection of Florida Man stories. Florida Man drowns himself in swamp.
Pretty much.
My favorite superhero.
It's a real shame that you don't have the shotgun, because then you could, I mean, you could just walk around with it no problem here.
Yeah. That's I'll find one on the sidewalk somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, let's, I hope I don't have to say this again in real life. Let's investigate Florida.
Alright. So yeah, you're looking around. This is like a park, but it's not too far away. There is like a major highway that runs just past it, and there you can see cars going back and forth. And there is a city just a little bit in the distance. You can see sort of the lights on the horizon.
So am I meant to be killing myself now, or...?
You're not sure. He was just yelling kind of incoherently at you.
Right. Well, let's, if there are actual people here, then that's fine.
Yeah, it seems like there are. In fact, some of the, like, if you get near the edge of the street, like, some guys will honk at you as they pass.
Alright then. Let's get to the nearest city then.
Alright. You're still quite a walk away. Do you want to try and hitch a ride?
I'll do that as I'm walking.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to get a ride from what looks to be some teenagers that seem to be slightly too inebriated to be safe behind the wheel.
Yeah, that's Florida, that's fine.
But yeah, you know, once again, it seems like it's par for the course.
Yeah.
So they drunkenly swerve back and forth, and eventually you reach the city itself.
And if they crash, it'll just make my job a lot easier.
Yeah, that's true.
Just save me some trouble.
Yeah.
Then I will politely thank them for the ride, and I will see if I can get in contact with, like, I guess law enforcement?
Alright. So yeah, they just are like, woo, spring break! And then they swerve off down the road.
The date I was at before, like the date I gave to Terry,
Yeah.
was that during spring break?
Well, I mean, it's been a little while since you were in school, so you're not exactly sure. It seems like it's around that time, but it seems like it should have been just a little bit later.
Okay.
If you want to check that, like, ask someone for the date, you can do that. There are people around.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright. Give me a charisma plus streetwise, just to see how many times you get cursed at before you find someone who actually gives you the date.
5 times, and I'm captivating.
Alright. Alright. Yeah, you get cursed at a lot, but eventually you do find a nice person.
Okay.
And yeah, it seems like quite a bit of time has passed, like a couple of days.
Is my blood level still alright?
Your blood level is still exactly the same as it was.
Excluding the blood point I spent, right?
Yeah, the blood point you spent are gone, but other than that, you haven't lost any.
Huh. Well, let's get in contact with law enforcement then.
Alright. Yeah, so you're able to find a police station and head inside.
Okay. I'll ask them about if there's been sightings of the gray mouse. I'll describe him to them.
Alright.
If there's been any sightings of a man like that, I'll make it out like I'm searching for my friend.
Okay. And you're describing the man in gray?
The man in gray, the floating guy. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say he was floating.
Okay. Give me a manipulation plus
Subterfuge?
yeah, subterfuge.
4.
So yeah, you find someone who's pretty helpful, and she goes through like all the records and stuff for you, but there is nothing like that. No one's been reported.
Okay, that's good. I'll thank her, and I will be on my way then.
All right.
Do I have any money on me?
So you check your wallet, and you do have some petty cash on you, whatever you would keep in your wallet, somewhere between probably like $20 to $50.
Okay, so not to buy like a handgun, right?
Uh,
Before.
no. You
Alright.
you do have your credit cards on you though, still.
Okay, could I... When do you need like a permit to get a gun in Florida? I don't know what it's like there.
I think you probably do.
Okay. Well,
Actually, I know
how far...
they just strengthened
Yeah.
their gun control laws because there was like a shooting there a while ago. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but at this
I'm
point in time...
pretty sure you're gonna need. You can't just get it in the middle of the night that night.
Right. Let's find a hotel room then.
All right.
And I will ask for a floor as high up as they can find.
Do you want like a nice hotel or do you want just like a sleazy motel?
I want a tall hotel. I don't care about whether it's nice or not.
All right. Well, if you want the tallest room, you're probably heading for as nice as you can get.
I want to be able to jump out the window. That's all.
Okay.
So long as I can get a place where I can jump out the window and it will kill me, that'll be fine.
All right. So,
Just in case.
just in case, I've got a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're able to.
Look, man, I'm just being cautious.
Yeah. You've got a. Yeah. You find a room and they let you in. It's pretty late, but you're able to. Obviously, you're a paying customer, so yeah, you get a room.
Actually, right before that, could I maybe feed on someone in an alleyway?
Yes, you could, although I will remind you that, because you haven't been presented to the prince of this city, whatever it is.
That's true. Yeah, I'll get the hotel room and then I'll head off the next day.
Alright.
Escape from Florida.
Escape from Florida, good plan. Alright, so yeah, you get the room. You do have to, if you want to sleep the day away, the only room that is away from the sun is the bathroom, so you'll have to bunker down in the tub. But other than that, there's no problem.
Compared to what I've been through last night, that's still an improvement.
Yeah. And you're very thankful when you wake up. You do lose a blood point over the day. And you're very glad to wake up in the same place.
Yeah. I think that's the first time I've ever been glad to lose a blood point.
Yeah, it's great.
Right. Well then, let's try head back to Gary. How far is that?
It is, well, I mean, Gary is on the extreme northern end of the country, Florida's the extreme southern end, so you're probably best off getting a plane.
Right. So like 1 day's worth of travel. Will that work?
Yeah, it's only a few hours if you take a plane ride.
Okay, and if I arrive there, it's gonna be like in the middle of the day, right?
Yeah, no, if you get a plane ticket, like right now, early in the evening, you should be able to get there okay.
Okay, let's do that.
I don't think you even cross any time zones.
Huh.
Since you're going north
Lucky.
to south. Alright.
That's quite lucky. I know there's like an almost like 8-hour difference between some places in America, isn't there?
Well, I mean, if you, not in the continental United States, but if you include Hawaii or Alaska.
Hmm.
Alright. So, you get to the airport. And again, with your credit cards, you're able to acquire a plane ticket.
Okay. No need for a passport or anything? Or do I have that in my wallet?
Well, I mean, it's a flight from one part of the United States to the other, so you don't need a passport.
Huh. Never knew.
You're still in the same country.
You know, I've never flown from the same country to the other before like that.
Well, I imagine there's probably not much reason to do that in Denmark.
Actually, that's true. I have done it in America, where I flew from John F. Kennedy Airport to Las Vegas Airport. I
Alright.
think they still check my passport, though.
I don't know. It might have been because you were international flight, but anyway.
Yeah, well. So, let's get to Gary, then.
Yeah, so you get on there. There's no... the only plane in is to O'Hare Airport in Chicago, but, I mean, once you're in Chicago, you can get there no problem.
Making my way back, yeah.
Yeah. So you get on the plane and you start heading out, but almost it's just like a maybe half an hour after you've taken off. The pilot comes on and says that unfortunately we're being rerouted because there is a major fire in Gary. It's spreading over like just like a lot of the city. Like the entire city is almost on fire. So because of that, there's so much smoke and it goes right over our flight path that we're gonna have to stop and basically get another flight route ready. So we are going to be making an emergency landing in Texas, and we'll be, you'll be given basically a free voucher for another flight as soon as possible.
Okay. Right. What time is it now in the evening?
It is, by the time you've gotten everything done and actually gotten on your flight, you're going to be landing a few hours before dawn.
Right, let's find out this day then.
Alright. So yeah, when you land in Texas, they try and give you, like a voucher for a plane ride, but you can see that the ticket is going to take you, it's going to be a daytime flight.
Isn't there some disease where you can't, like, handle sunlight very well?
There are. It's very, very, very rare. And I don't remember what the name of it is.
Yeah. Can I roll to see if Jonathan would know it and, like, maybe claim to have it?
Do you have the medicine skill?
If I know it, I'm sure he would too.
And it comes... I mean, you might know that it exists, but you don't know what it is enough to try and fake it.
Okay. Well, why would I need to fake having the disease if it's in the middle of the night right now?
Yeah. You just don't know, like, you don't know the name of it, you don't know how to talk about it. It would be very difficult for you to use that lie.
Okay. Let's drop it like I thought then. I'll just, I'll graciously accept the voucher.
Alright.
But I won't use it.
Okay. So you're trying to find a hotel also?
Hotel, yeah.
Yep. Alright. Same plan as before? Tallest building you can find?
Yeah, if I could just get like a kitchen everywhere else, I can stab myself in the throat if need be.
Alright, yeah. Good plan.
It's really weird to think about like that. Emergency suicide plans.
Just in case.
Just in case I really want to die.
Yeah. So as you're going around, you can see there seems to be like a lot of cops, basically, around the city. Yeah, it seems a little bit weird. Everyone seems kind of tense. But you're able to get into your hotel and get your room and settle in.
Alright. In that case, I'm really low on blood, so I'm gonna have to talk to the prince next night.
Alright.
I'll see if I can find someone to get me to present my stuff to them.
Okay. Let's see here. Yep. Alright, so, you gonna sleep down the day?
Yeah.
Alright, so take off another blood point.
Yeah, I'm down to 2 now.
And this is... Alright, well that's not very much. And this is actually a great stopping spot for your interlude. This is where you'll be picking up the start of the regular adventure next week.
Really? But I haven't even killed myself yet.
You haven't even killed yourself yet. Yet. You get back in the coterie just in time and then just like pull out a grenade. Bite on it. Goodbye, friends.
I just want to say goodbye first.
Yeah. Alright. So,
I'll write my own eulogy first. Spent like 2 weeks doing that instead of writing my book.
Yeah. So, point to something that you learned today.
I learned that you can apparently cross bridges to cross dimensions, I guess they are?
All right.
Or
And
realms?
then,
What would
uh,
you call those?
yeah, some kind of dimension. And then also point to some time when you helped out the
The
entire
entire
party
party?
since the end, since you guys rescued Loden.
I don't remember anything from that since, except from this like chase sequence in the
Mm-hmm.
forest. I'm sure I did something since we rescued Loden, right?
Yeah.
What did we do after that except get into the forest?
So there was the time where Lucy nearly killed someone, and so you guys had to look around for her.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I definitely helped out there by like getting information, and I helped Ryan get another point of humanity, which I think helps the entire party.
all right, yeah, I'll take that.
Okay,
So you gain 7 experience points.
beautiful.
You still can't spend them, obviously,
Right,
but when you do get to
good.
spend them, there you go.
Let's hope I get a chance to spend them.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right then.
So since that's the end, I'm going to stop the stream and the recording here.
See ya.